Who are Fivetran and why are you guys exhibiting here today?
So Fivetran is all about data movement. So we are about getting data from multiple different data sources. We have over 300 pre-built data connectors is what we call them. And we move data from their source into a centralized location so that it can be combined and then ultimately used for analytics, used for machine learning, used for AI, ultimately to power decisions so that people can make data-driven decisions. We have about 12,000 employees at this stage. We have over 6,500 customers and growing. So it's been a pretty exciting journey since 2012.
And of course, in this kind of environment, it's kind of impossible to ignore the conversation around generative AI. How do you kind of feel like that space of technology is really going to impact business over the next year?
Yeah, I think somebody has a clicker here at this conference and is keeping count of how many people have mentioned it. But I think the main thing that generative AI has brought is it just has made technology very tangible to many, many people. I have tried to explain AI to so many people in my life, and until they literally took out their own phone, went onto ChatGPT, and typed in a question that they care about, that they want the answer to, that's when it finally clicked for them. And so I think that's the major impact that generative AI has had. It's made it tangible, people understand it, and they're starting to get excited about the possibilities that it can bring to literally their exact role, not just companies and this abstract idea of how can it change my business, but it's how can this impact my exact role today and tomorrow and going forward. And so instead of us as data practitioners having to sell, the value of using data in your role and do all of this evangelizing, people are now starting to come to us to be I have this idea now that I understand what you do, how this can improve my role. So it's just made it so much more accessible and understandable to so many more people. And so I think it'll have a major impact from the ground up, really, which would be nice.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And obviously, we're here today on day 2 of Big Data London at a very, very busy Fivetran stall. What are customers really talking to you about at the moment? And in your own opinion, how can your customers really allow themselves to be ready for the next big thing in data?
Yes, well, we've just talked about the next big thing. So mostly people are coming to us to talk about how they can best get prepared to actually leverage Gen AI. So it's this rather untapped potential at the moment. So where Fivetran comes in is people are starting to be aware of the fact that, I can't just feed Gen AI poor quality data, because that's not it's gonna have a multiplier effect of how bad quality that data might be. And so they're really realizing that they need to feed Gen AI with this very, very solid, trusted data foundation. And so they're coming to Fivetran to say, Fivetran can move all of my data into this centralized location. It's kept up to date, it's reliable, and it has all of the information that I might need to be able to then actually be able to capitalize on the promise of Gen AI. The issue is that previously people used to be able to essentially get away with having poor data quality because there was always a human in the loop. So if somebody was looking at a dashboard, they would be able to spot, that number looks a bit wrong. We're going to remove the human in the loop now with Gen AI. And so you can't get away with having poor data quality as much as you used to be able to get away with. And so people are starting to be concerned about that. And so the focus on having that solid data foundation that's governed, secure, robust, and that you can trust is really where people are starting to focus. Or at least the smart people are starting to focus. Some people are still trying to already do Gen AI without having reliable data, which is just a recipe for disaster. And so that's where most of the conversations have been about, is how do I build that data foundation and how do I know I can trust it?